All right, we are at the end of October and BTC has been doing pretty well. We've got some more bullish sentiment and some just general news on why BTC and Solana are the right picks for us. Let's go through the news. We're going to go through this nice and fast. Any questions, ping them and I'll cover them quickly at the end. The first big thing is just to keep in mind that this is institutions bringing in the money, bringing the money to BTC, which is going to be massive for this entire cycle. So MicroStrategy obviously leads there. They've announced another $42 billion capital plan, which is essentially going to pump up the price of Master. This is what some people bought in the previous cycle when there were no ETFs. Now we have ETFs, but this will put a lot more exposure of just Bitcoin. Obviously, is now Bitcoin Maxi, but it will actually convert a huge number of people. Other very bullish things. Canary has filed for a Solana ETF. I believe this is number 2 under Van Eyck. So now, we've got the ETH ETF, which isn't doing very well, the BTC ETF, which is doing extremely well. And if Solana manages to actually get approved, say by like June, April, June next year, then I think this would be extremely positive. And I'm still working on a video which actually goes over a very well-researched thesis on why I think Solana could hit highs of like $900 or more. BTC, the mined amount yesterday, 490. Amount of BTC purchased via ETFs yesterday, 11,800. This is why, having some sort of BTC exposure, it's pretty decent. And remember, this will lead the other things. It's just a fact of it's becoming easier to get it because buying Bitcoin, buying crypto in general is hard, very hard. And basically, Eric says we're going to need to move up our predictions as yet alone the BTC ETS gold up over 12,000 coins like Pac-Man. So this is just going to be a major liquidity kind of gobbler, and I'm just saying this, it's not financial advice, but this will position things in such a way that I have a long on BTC, just nothing too crazy, but just a nice long. I think there's a huge amount of value there. And a lot of people, this is boring news to them. It's boring news, but this is the stuff that actually moves markets. That's my viewpoint on it anyway. IBIT crossed the $30 billion mark in assets. All the data presents itself like this. And the previous records was JB, I had no idea what that was. GLD took almost 1,800 days, and this was done in 293 days. So absolutely insane. Now, I say all this because the markets have moved down, and it could be for a variety of reasons. And this is when people think, okay, well, what's happening? We should be up only. We're not up only. There's no such thing as up only. But we can see that the smart money are happily buying. They're happily buying on their kind of dollar cost average, like what we should be doing. And if we see some red, in my opinion, I kind of basically ignore it. This cycle is a lucrative cycle, I feel. We're a little bit greedy at 77. That's okay. This is good. And early voting for Microsoft's investing in Bitcoin proposal has begun as well. So there's too much stuff that's pushing us into the Bitcoin stuff. Now, quickly off to the Solana calendar. Remember, just have a look at all these things, in particular, the Magic Eden TestME Claim deadline. It has to be done by today. And there's a few other pretty cool things that you want to have a look at as well. If you're not watching these very often, then at the very least, check out the calendar. Now, I'm still yet to do some proper research on this. Anything from Jito is going to have a decent amount of trust. I haven't worked out entirely why this is needed, and I haven't done it yet. But you're certainly welcome to do these sort of things. I want to personally see how it all works, and I'd love to chat to the Jito team about it. But Jito restaking deposits are now live. For the vast majority of your SOL, stake it with validator.com. But if you want to get amongst these sort of things, there's a potential of an airdrop potential and different things. This is not going to be anything super lucrative, in my opinion, but there will be some sort of points farming system, and you probably want to allocate some of your time and bandwidth to it. Now, liquidity pools have also, this is entered into Camino with these liquidity vaults, and there's JTO rewards to be distributed. Weekly incentives, that's nothing crazy, just as an idea. but these should have, they should keep their peg relatively well. So you get boosted fees of 9.45%. TVL's already quite considerable. But really, when you factor in the JTA rewards, this is minimal. I'm putting it on your radar because that's what I do, but it's on the rating index, and I'm not doing it unless it's on Meteor. Otherwise, it's just pointless. Same with this one. EasySOL, JitoSOL. No point for me. Tiny JTA rewards, which is fine, and it's on the wrong DEX, in my opinion. Now, thank you for the person that mentioned this the other day, talking about FD Labs, and they'll create a new stablecoin. You said this was FDUSD. You said it was from Binance. I'm unsure if it's linked to Binance yet, but this is retweeted by Solana. There's going to be a new stablecoin on Solana. We're leveraging Solana and be on other ecosystem things as well. But the first it was issued 2.6 billion FDUSD across other blockchain ecosystems, and now they're going to be jumping on to Solana. So we'll put more attention onto this. Maybe there's some sort of campaign like what we saw with Camino, where you can borrow PYUSD at a more affordable price, and instead of paying 10% to borrow USDC, we get it for like 3% with PYUSD. If we have the same thing with this, and if it's worth our time, and if it's going to keep its peg for sure, then we may consider that. Now, this is also something that's on my radar. If anyone has any information on it, or they've done a bit of research and they're quite keen to share, by all means, just tag me on Twitter. Let's jump into some DMs. But Joshua he's head of product at Solflare Labs, and he's talking about this new SUSD. And basically, as a TLDR, you accrue the interest rate, similar to how Eigenlayer also does it. I think that's the right one. But basically, you're earning 4% just by holding that particular asset, is how I understand it. US Treasury says crypto stablecoin growth is increasing demand for Treasury bills. So this is something that's never happened in a previous cycle as well. And just the fact that there's going to be more money that's with Circle and Tether and other ones, and they're going to buy Treasury bills, which then earn that native yield. So we do want to try and earn some of the yield ourselves, especially as the interest rate's nice and high before it starts to drop. TestME. If you did not do your TestME, then do it today. And if you have any questions on this, there's a decent number of posts out there. It's not worth a whole lot of money, but you never know just by even doing this. I mean, there's 260,000 wallets, not people, but wallet addresses that have pressure tested this, which is very, very cool. And that, that's going to lead the way for the real ME token to come out nice and seamlessly. And at the same time, when this comes through, maybe if you tested it, maybe get a little bit more ME. Who knows? Could be. The claim is live until 10/31st. Exactly what time, I'm unsure, but just do it today as soon as possible. Frequently asked questions will be linked below as well. Now, if you have any meme skills, then get amongst this. This is a chance to win 420 million BONK. Are you a top BONK meme lord? Time to find out. You enter this meme contest, you post your memes, you visit Meme the Dog, log in using X, submit your posts, earn points, upvote or downvote other posts, and let's have a look and see what's kind of cooking thus far. Submissions. Well, you'll have to go through to see which ones are very, very clever. But also, just make as many as you can that are like decent. One, you'll get very good at memes, ideally. And they are, it's very important to understand memes, because then you understand meme coins. And thus far, there's plenty, no one's got any kind of decent lead. So this is certainly worthwhile doing. This is a bit of a post-mortem from Sagadao. This is regarding the Seeker Heads rug yesterday that we'd covered as not financial advice. Didn't mint it. Said I wasn't going to, but I was putting it on your radar. Unfortunately, it was a rug. And I guess, it was a very small amount of SOL. So, I don't think anyone's going to be too upset with that. It doesn't change any credibility for SagaDAO. These people are trying to do things good for the space, and occasionally someone comes along and this kind of happens. So it's a little bit of a rubbish thing. I don't really have any actionable stuff other than everything in crypto has a risk. When it's anonymous team, or even if it's not anonymous team, it can still offer no value in the slightest. And they tried something, it didn't work. So unfortunately, I don't still feel that NFTs are a little bit difficult to make work right now. And this is just a bit of a post-mortem if you want to read up on it. Just a reminder that in Lisbon, 9th to 10th, there is a crypto AI con. It's like right now it's 25 euros if you want to attend. I'll be attending, so if anyone wants to say hi, please come. And if anyone lives in Lisbon, is Portuguese, and wants to do crypto kind of full-time, maybe you would want to help me, and I'll have a chat with different people there, as I'm looking for someone to fill a variety of roles that's based on the same time zone as Portuguese. Now let's jump through some actionables, and then from there, any questions, ping me, and I'll be back tomorrow as well. All right, so JitoSOL, stake with validate.com, participate in the BONK meme contest, claim your TestME, deposit into the KY JitoSOL pool. It's now dropped, but this is what it was. This I am not doing because it's not on the right. We only get community points. I want MEP points, but I'm just putting it there in case you're keen. You can see that you get extra JDO incentives. It's not worth it for me, but if it's worth it for you, you can do it. Airdrop actionables, play bull run, mint the final Archeum NFT, and 7:30 p.m. UTC, and use Eclipse mainnet. That's everything today. I know this is a different time, so we won't do it like this moving forward. We'll make sure we're using the same kind of time. But if there are any questions, let me know. If there's any questions, I think it's a little bit quiet. We've just got one person here, maybe just doing a little bit of a shill on a meme coin, which I'm not familiar with. So we'll have a quick look at it on Dex Screener, Logos 89. Don't go on front run and start buying this until you see what it's like. Logos 89. Oh, I hate it when there's different ones and we don't know which one's the right one. We've got this one here with $1.1 million market cap, and this one here. This has jumped up here. Let's have a look and see. I think we need to grab this, and we'll quickly go to Bird Eye. If you didn't watch everything that related to the video with tokenomics expert, then you should. But what we can have a look and see is what the 30-minute volume's like. The 30-minute volume recently has dropped down so significantly that this is not worth LPing, and if it's not worth LPing, it's probably not. It doesn't have any hype. So this looks like it's shot up, and anyone got in, they did well, and now it's just come down to complete oblivion. And how do I change this to market cap on this one? I'm unsure. It doesn't look good. Market cap. This is a different market. This is the same token here, but we're seeing different information. So here we are. I don't think that's a worthwhile thing. Second question, did you buy Lucy? I did. So token guy, he went ahead and he said, look, you want some alpha? I'm jumping back into this pool. So I jumped into this pool, and it printed. And that, if you haven't watched that video, like that's proper alpha, and you can watch it on 2x speed. It would be very, very worthwhile. I still need to go through it and kind of write down all the exact notes, but you could also just do that yourself. This one here, last 1 hour volume, decent with Lucy. And let's see if it's, it's pulled back a little bit, but it's still doing well. So this is probably going to do pretty well in terms of actual Meteor pools. So I hold a very small amount because I haven't got a wallet with anything decent. But yeah, I bought a little bit only to LP with, and then I withdrew the rewards, and I still held half that Lucy, which is worth like $50 or something miner. He says, yikes, rug. Doesn't look like it's rugged, to be honest, because it depends on where you bought, and if you're up here, then it's gone down, of course, 34%. But if you're LPing it, you could have been doing pretty good. And it's great being a father, and that's fantastic. All right. I don't think there's any more questions, so thanks very much for joining in. I want to remind a couple of people, I want to remind everyone on a couple of things. Make sure you're putting in a little bit of effort when it comes to learning the DLMM stuff. And I've already covered this in another video, but sometimes we have to reiterate things a few times. Fee printers, I'm not in there as much as I want to be, but I'm working on it. Fee printers, join these guys, it's free. And they'll kind of guide you and answer questions. You have to contribute to the community, of course, and be aware that there's always going to be people that will front run you, dump on you, whatever. So, you know, trust to a certain extent. And then also starting to get my steps in. I've now got my treadmill. So I'm going to be proudly doing my 10,000 steps every day, doing my best. But Moonwalk Fitness, if you're fading this, please don't. I have no alpha other than just general speculation. They have been invested in by Binance. That's highly likely going to equate to some sort of token that'll probably have some sort of point system going. You can use my referrals. It's just like Seb Monty, and this is just a way so we can witness the fitness and continue on. All right, last question, then let's take it off. Thoughts on how to take profit from Camino JLP multiply? Let profit ride or reduce position, take profit. Best strategy in your opinion? So with JLP, it's been up only. And if this is part of your portfolio, then I have nothing crazy with JLP, but it's been it's been such a good performing asset that even if we've kind of got into it recently at like $3, we're still up. We're still up, and this should perform exceptionally well throughout the bull market. So I don't have a strategy. I just put my JLP. I've got a little bit in NX Finance. I'm going to look into seeing if I should keep it there, or if I should move it back into Camino. And then in Camino, I don't know if I've got any in this tutorial wallet here, but how it's done is you go to multiply. There's always smart contract risk with every dApp that you use, but Camino's very slow in a good way. Basically meaning that their smart contracts should be a lot safer, multiple audits, etc. You come here, you can max multiply it up to 3.2. I like around 2.5. And if you do it with PYUSD, it's cheaper to borrow this, but both of them are doing pretty well. But you can see that this way you're getting Camino points and you're multiplying it up. So instead of earning maybe 40% or 35% or whatever it might be, let's go to Perps here and then it's 40%. You're leveraging up and you're actually making 92%. So if you put in $10,000, as long as it stays the same, that $10,000 is going to be worth $19,000 in a year's time. But none of that's financial advice, but I do like JLP. There's videos on this on the YouTube channel for Jupiter Exchange, which I've done. And like there's no shill here. It just works. Just come here, just type in JLP. And you can just check out all these videos here and you'll see me over here. All right, well, a couple more questions and let's end it, and then we can go back tomorrow and answer. We can do like an AMA tomorrow. How does JitoSOL work? It's just an LST, just like JitoSOL. You can just swap it on Jupe and hold it in your wallet. But remember, of course, stake some SOL directly with Validate.com. Help me out, help out Validate.com as well. And that's just the same thing here, just as a double up. Awesome. Thanks for tuning in. Catch you tomorrow, and we'll just do a straight up AMA at 4 p.m. UTC. Cheers.